Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I'll be recapping the Traitors UK Season 3 Episode 6, which was released on the 10th of January 2025. I'm recording this episode on the 16th of March 2025, so without further ado, let's get into the recap of the Traitors UK Season 3 Episode 6. We start off with a previous recap and the title sequence. Linda and Mina choose who to murder. The contestants arrive at breakfast. Joe mentions the Vicar of Dibley. The faithful discover that Livy was murdered by the traitors last night. Linda and Mina choose to murder Livy. Livy discovers that she has been murdered. Linda gets emotional. Francesca comforts Linda. Some of the other contestants question Linda's actions. Mina believes Linda exaggerated her reaction. Claudia returns. Claudia reveals how many faithful players have been murdered and banished. Freddie and others express their suspicions of Dan. Anna informs Fozia and Francesca of the offer she received from the traitors. Alexander, Freddie, Fozia and Joe discuss Linda. The contestants leave the castle for today's mission. Leanne and Jake discuss Linda. The contestants arrive at the location of today's mission. Claudia explains how today's mission will operate. The contestants participate in today's mission. Francesca describes the liquid being poured on her and the other contestants. Dan and Leanne lie to Mina. Lisa lies to Alexander. Linda, Dan and Charlotte receive their shields. Claudia reveals that £5,000 has been added to the prize pot. The contestants return to the castle. Alexander and Dan discuss today's mission. Alexander congratulates Dan. Alexander tells Francesca about choosing to mark her. Alexander apologises. Leanne tells Mina that it was her and Dan that marked her. Leanne apologises. Mina gets emotional. The contestants assemble at the round table. Claudia reveals the current prize pot of £34,500. Anna informs the faithful of the offer the traitors gave her. Anna expresses her suspicions of Alex. Jake expresses his suspicions of Linda, as does Leanne. Charlotte questions Linda's voting percentages. Linda attempts to defend herself. Francesca asks Linda and Dan if they marked her. Francesca mentions Alexander being honest with her about marking her. Dan exposes himself as Francesca's other marker. Dan attempts to explain his actions. Mina gets emotional. Mina confronts Dan over marking her. Dan mentions Tyler. Joe mentions God. The contestants vote for who they want to banish. Here we are. This is the time where I do it very quickly. And yeah, here we go. So, Charlotte votes for Linda, Jake votes for Linda, Anna votes for Alex, Alexander votes for Linda, Mina votes for Dan, Leanne votes for Dan, Leon votes for Dan, Dan votes for Leanne, Linda votes for Fozia, where am I up to? Oh, Linda votes for Fozia, Francesca votes for Alex, Joe votes for Linda, Fozia votes for Dan, Lisa votes for Dan, Freddie votes for Dan, Alexander votes for Dan. Dan is banished. Dan reveals himself as a faithful. Francesca gets emotional. Mina explains her decision. The contestants leave the round table. Freddie consoles Anna. Linda explains her frustrations. Linda apologises. Joe and Freddie hug Francesca. Linda and Mina discover their secret mission. Fozia reassures Anna. Mina and Linda look for the quill. Linda and Mina discuss their options. Mina and Linda merge names there. Choose who they want to participate in something with a face-to-face murder on the line. The contestants leave the castle for the night. Leon, Alexander, Fozia and Anna are the contestants that Mina and Linda chose. Claudia fills in Leon, Alexander, Fozia and Anna. Claudia introduces Deathmatch. Claudia explains how Deathmatch works. Leon, Alexander, Fozia and Anna play Deathmatch. Anna will not be murdered and Alexander will not be murdered. That is my recap of the Traitors UK Season 3 Episode 6. So in tomorrow's episode, I am recapping Antidex's Limitless Win Season 4, Episode 4. There is no trailer for it, so I can't show you one. So let me know what you thought of the Traitors UK Season 3 Episode 6 if you watched it. My recap, if you didn't, you put your thoughts on both of those in the comments below, as well as anything else you want to go on the channel, such as any previews or recaps. Put those in the comments below as well. Remember to also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. See you in tomorrow's episode for my recap of Antidex's Limitless Win Season 4 Episode 4. Goodbye.